Hey everybody, what's up? It is March 24th. How's everybody doing? Let's make sure we got the volumes correct. You know what I mean? Everybody's got the right volume. It is a little peaky. We're going to bring it down just a hair. Just a hair, everybody. Just a hair. There we go. There we go. All right. Let me try a couple things here. Hope everybody's there. We keep trying. We keep having problems. It's extremely frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. Tech stuff is the most frustrating thing in the world. Oh, I'm live twice? What's going on? How is this live twice? Oh, YouTube. Now there's some ad playing? What's going on? All right, so that one's frozen. They're all frozen. All right. So that's really dumb. There it is. Okay, we're back. You're able to see and hear me now. Great. Great. Fantastic, everybody. Let me just figure this out. Get everything set up. YouTube goes out of its way to make it as complicated as it possibly can. There's no, no. Oh, God, you're dumb. There we go. It's saying I'm live in 3 places. All right. Wait. All right. Can't believe anything else. Just show these things. Okay. So we are live. All right. Hello. I'm just trying to find the net's glitching bad tonight. Yeah, I mean, part of it is I understand, like, everyone's online. Everyone's live streaming. Everyone's doing something. So what's up, A. Gray? What's up, Shelly Thomas? Breaking New Twilight Dawn, Eclipse Moon. Okay, looks and sounds great. No. Okay, this person, now we're getting spam. Now you just keep promote so-and-so's new blah, blah, blah. So now that gets blocked. So we've got to block someone already. No, I don't want to check out somebody's YouTube thing. If you're going to post it 600 times, you post it once or twice, fine, but you're posting it 600 times. Why are there 3 streams? Yeah, I have no idea. YouTube is just like really trying to make it as bad as possible. I really just, I can't even, the new platform, like just ending the stream is like almost impossible to do. Like, it's really, so, yeah, I don't even, and now you can't even go, I can't even see where YouTube's dashboard is just insane. Whatever. All right, everybody. One of the things I try to do then is I got to get, Graham, I engineer several shows virtually. Okay, I've had 2 different audio tech experts, two of them physically come here, one yesterday over the phone. So everyone tells me they're an expert. They show up here and they can't figure it out. So I'm not like asking a plumber to do it. I'm asking people who this is how they make their living. Johnny from Convo Couch couldn't figure it out. Love the guy. My buddy who's done huge events couldn't figure it out. So. But I need to find where all of the super chats are so that I can read those. Here we go. George Allen, boom. Thank you so much, George Allen. 100-watt Marshall stack. Thank you, brother. Erica Simmons. Thank you, Erica. I really appreciate you supporting the show. I have a Mac. Yeah. I smell good. Ember 33. It's hard to not conclude it's a blacklist thing. Yeah, I mean, part of it is the whole world is sitting at home with nothing to do, and they're all on the internet. So like everybody's live streaming, everyone's on Instagram. Like everybody's doing all of it at the same time. So that's a big part of it. But you know, yeah, sound is fine. Sound is good. Sound good. It could be the CIA. Haha. Elwood rhymes with smell good. Nice. Yeah. Thank you, Rich Paramore. Appreciate it. We have 175 people watching, 67 likes. Please hit the like button. Graham, which healthcare system is better, the beverage model, the UK, or the Bismarck model, Germany? I'm not familiar with the specifics on both of them, but I bet you they're both better than America's system. That I know for certain. They're both better than the shitty system we have here. Oslafab, thank you so much. All of the above, man. Love you. Right on. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know what Jimmy Dore is doing. I don't know what he's doing with the camps. All right, let's do a segment. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. You are all watching this show, so you know what you're doing? You're making Gotham great again. Even though when I move, you see the reflection of my laptop. That's what that is. Because I don't have a fancy studio, but it's great to watch all these corporate media people having to live stream in their own apartments and homes. It's kind of great. Yeah, welcome to being a YouTuber. That's what it's like. That's what it's like. They're doing it on their phones or whatever else. Maybe I should go back to doing it on my phone. So one of the great ways you can support the show is go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and submit articles like this one from Lauren D'Alessandro. The Great Affordability Crisis Breaking America. This article was February 7th. In one of the best decades the American economy has ever been before the pandemic. This is February 7th. We hadn't really been, COVID-19 was like, we had just heard about it a month prior, maybe. In January, it was December 31st, we heard about it. January, we sort of heard about, it's that thing over in China. And didn't quite know what was going on yet in America. We started talking about it a little bit, but then this article came out by the complete shutdown, right? We're sitting here, and as of today, which is the evening of March 24th, Congress and the Senate still haven't quite figured out a bill yet to bail people out. They're telling all of us we can't work. They're shutting things down. And in 7 days, all of us have rent due. In 1 week from tomorrow, everybody's mortgage and rent is due. And people haven't been working for what will be at least 2 weeks of not working. How are we all supposed to pay our bills? I just got my cell phone bill and my Wi-Fi bill. And I'm strapped. I mean, I'm strapped. I lost a bunch of money from the road, but that I'm actually in a good. I mean, I'm doing better than many because I can make money on the internet. But I boom, 30% of my revenue gone from road shows. Ron and I doing progressive comedy tour and doing Jimmy Dore shows live. Those are all gone. I don't know when they're coming back. We're going to make an official announcement soon, but the Seattle and Portland dates in April are going to be rescheduled. We're going to have to reschedule them to the fall because Seattle is shutting everything down. It took China and South Korea about 8 to 10 weeks to get on the other side of this. So we'll get on the other side of this. But what is happening, it's exposing two things. One, just how bad capitalism really is with a for-profit healthcare system. And two, how bad it was before the pandemic. In the 2010s, the national unemployment rate dropped from a high of 9.9% to its current rate of just 3.5%. The economy expanded each and every year. Wages picked up for high-income workers as soon as the Great Recession ended and picked up for lower-income workers in the second half of the decade. So then they talk about the economy's doing great, the economy's doing great. But they never talk about how expenses have gone through the roof. So even these like wage increase gains, it's meant nothing. It's meant nothing. In one of the best decades the American economy has ever recorded, families were bled dry by landlords, hospital administrators, university bursars, and child care centers. Viewing the economy through a cost of living paradigm helps explain why roughly 2 in 5 American adults would struggle to come up with $400 in an emergency so many years after the Great Recession ended. Record gains, everybody's doing great. Even if you are making more, even if there are better jobs out there, even if there is more money to be made, it all gets gobbled up. Nobody has more savings. People haven't. One of the best ways for upward mobility in America was to buy a house, right? You got a decent job, paying good money. You worked your way up that kind of. You started to save some money. You bought a house. Maybe you get married. You buy a house. That house appreciates in value. You sell that house, get into a better house in a better neighborhood, and that's how you acquire wealth. That was the single best, easiest way. Homeownership. That's the American dream, right? You work hard, go to college, get a good job, boom. No one can buy houses anymore. It demonstrates why a surprise furnace repair bill, parking ticket, court fee, or medical expense remains ruinous for so many American families, despite all the wealth this country has generated. Fully 1 in 3 households is classified as financially fragile. 1 in 3. A month before, 5 weeks before things started getting shut down. Right around the 11th, 12th is when everything started shutting down. Because it went quick, right? The 11th, Ron and I were supposed to fly to Florida for the Progressive Comedy Tour. That night, they shut down the NBA and the NHL, and that's when we decided to cancel our tour. And they shut down Miami, they shut down the beaches, and everything's been going like that since. 1 in 3 families are financially fragile before this, and now people can't work. And the idiots, Pelosi and McConnell and this moron Trump, they're all idiots. You're seeing how horrible the two-party system is. This is the two-party system in the middle of a crisis, bickering over this crap. The Democrats voted down UBI. The Republicans are holding out because they don't want money going for Planned Parenthood. Oh God. These two useless, worthless parties. And what's Trump offering? Oh, socialism. Gee, if the Democratic Party hadn't cheated in 2016, like it's doing right now in 2020, and we had Bernie Sanders, who would have beat Trump, had Hillary and the Democratic Party not cheated. Donna Brazile said in her book, Hillary Clinton was controlling the Democratic Party, which made their party corrupt. One of the candidates running for president having control of the party means they use public funded buildings for their elections and their primaries, libraries, schools. That means they get tax dollars, which means no, they are beholden to the American people to run a fair election. Their own charter says it. So wrong on that again. So had Bernie Sanders not been cheated in 2016, he would have beat Trump head to head. We would have Medicare for all now, more than likely. If Bernie Sanders was president and they were still bitching and not giving him Medicare for all, now he would be like, we're in the middle of this crisis. This is what we're doing. We need Medicare for all. We need it now. And we would, everything that Trump is talking about and all Americans, right? All of a sudden, everybody loves socialism now. Everybody wants democratic socialism because you see when you need it, when a government is needed is during a crisis. The government is telling 330 million Americans to stay home, to not work, to not go to school, and we can't pay for anything. You want to give me $1,200 a month? That doesn't even cover my rent. So you're going to tell me to not work and not go outside. You better shut down all of it. There better just be a 60 to 90 day, just no more bill. No one has to pay any bill. And we'll give you $1,200 a month, and you can just use that to buy groceries and stay home. If you really want to beat this virus, that's what you got to do. Not give the Wall Street trillions of dollars. They've given Wall Street 6, 8 trillion. I don't know. I've lost track in the last month. So we're seeing if we had real progressive policies, that's what this whole article is about. The price of housing represents the most acute part of this crisis. In metro areas such as the Bay Area, Seattle, Boston, severe supply shortages have led to soaring prices. Home prices are rising faster than wages in roughly 80% of American metro regions. And it's affecting rural areas too. It's not just the big cities. It's rural, it's smaller towns, it's affecting everybody. Everyone's seeing every town I've ever visited in the last 2-3 years, they go, well, the rent's, and I go, wow, that rent's really cheap compared to living in Los Angeles. But they're like, yeah, man, it keeps going up. In these mid-level cities like Omaha and Nashville and stuff like that, I'm seeing it. And then people in those small towns, there's not good jobs, so they move to the big cities where there's better wages, and then the cost of living kills them. One central effect of the housing cost crisis has been to turn the United States into a country of renters. The homeownership rate has fallen from a peak of nearly 70% in the mid-aughts to under 65% today. You can't afford to buy a house, and the group that's hit the hardest is millennials, who are in their late 20s and 30s. That's when you're starting to advance in your career. That's when people start to settle down and get married and have a family. That's when you buy a house. I was 30 years old when I bought my first house, right? That American dream is gone. And they wonder why so many young people call themselves democratic socialists, and so many of them want to vote for Bernie Sanders. And they get so mad when they watch people want to back Joe Biden, who has dementia. Joe Biden, what Trump is doing, he's offering, and I don't know if Trump will do it. He's an idiot. But Trump at least said, oh, we're going to shut everything down. We're going to get everybody money. We're going to do all these democratic socialist things. And then all these people who a month ago were like, Bernie's a communist, were like, yeah, we need some socialism. And Joe Biden, him and Obama should have done these things in 2009. Imagine if Obama and Biden gave $2 trillion to the American homeowner, the American car owner, People, the recession hit, people couldn't pay their cars. The car companies were struggling. They couldn't pay their mortgages. What if they gave everybody, like my accountant did the numbers and said the money that was given in stimulus between Obama and Bush could have equated to $70,000 a house on a working adult. They could have done that. They could have given, not to the fucking banks, or give it to the banks and say, here's what you need to do. You need to erase everybody's, bring everybody's mortgages back to current. Any late fees, boom, knock it down, knock everybody's mortgage fees in half, boom. They could have done it that way. They just gave the banks a blank check and let them do whatever they want, and they didn't hold any of them accountable. And Obama and Biden arrested, prosecuted zero bankers. In Iceland, they went to jail. 0 bankers went to jail. So Obama and Biden could have been the heroes. And we'd all go, wow, the Democratic Party. That's why I voted for Obama. That's why I put him in there. He said he was going to rescue us. And that's why the Democratic Party is better. But they're not better. It didn't translate into lower costs of living for Americans. Because we have a oligarchy. We have a kleptocracy run by oligarchs, the corporations. And this is the thing, what America is seeing. We need the average worker. We need who's going to go work at the grocery store? Who's going to unload the trucks with the grocery supplies and the toilet paper and the vegetables and the food that we all need? The healthcare workers, the frontline healthcare workers. And they don't have enough masks. They don't have enough medical equipment. You know what happened in Russia because of our sanctions during the Obama years? You know what Russia learned to do? Make their own products, grow their own food. They couldn't export because they were sanctioned. So now, in a country of 146 million people, they have a real low rate of coronavirus. They lock the borders down immediately. See, all this globalization, we ship. China's making our masks and medicine. It's made all over the world for cheap so CEOs can save a couple of bucks. The American worker gets screwed out of good jobs. You don't have union jobs here. And now we're scrambling. And car companies and other factories are being good Americans. You're hearing all these heartfelt stories of like, well, Ford is going to make respirators and this company is going to make masks and this distillery is making hand sanitizer. There's not enough masks. I go to some restaurants for takeout and they got gloves on, but they're not wearing masks. I'm not buying food if you ain't got a mask on. I'm sorry, I'm not. They should be wearing masks. Airline employees were being packed into these shuttle buses being carried to LAX and back. And they were taking food, like packed in. Where's this? There's no social distancing. If all the CEOs and billionaires have to stay home, the economy doesn't shut down. But when the worker has to stay home, we're seeing how important the worker is, which is why we need a general strike. But let's get back to all these things Obama could have done. And again, had Obama done the right things, had the DNC not cheated Bernie, we would be in a position to handle this pandemic. Dumbass Trump shut down the pandemic response team, whatever that was, the pandemic group or whatever the hell it was. He shut that down 2 years ago and was proud about it. And his dumb fucking supporters were, yeah, MAGA. Now what? Now what? You stupid Democratic Party. Healthcare costs are exorbitant too. Americans pay roughly twice as much for insurance and medical services as do citizens of other wealthy countries, but they don't have better outcomes. We pay twice as much, so we should have twice as better healthcare. We should have the most amazing healthcare system. This pandemic hits, boom, there's free tests. Everybody gets free help. The tests are done. Everyone's taken care of. There's hospital beds. Everything's great. No, it's worse. We're like some banana republic. We're not in a country. It's a corporation. We're just on our own. That's what the federal government is saying. We're on our own, and these two parties are just slap fighting each other. Boy, it'd be a real shame if COVID-19 ran through the Republican and Democratic Party establishment. Boy, that'd be a real shame. Boy, I would lose a lot of sleep. I'd be really bummed out. You know, why don't we make the Congress and the Senate and Trump and Mike Pompeo and all the CEOs and billionaires that actually run this country, why don't we make them frontline workers? Why don't we make them have to handle food and dollar bills and work for the medical? Why don't we have to have them do tests? I'd like to see Nancy Pelosi have to sit there and give tests, give COVID-19 tests at a drive-through facility. I want her to do that. I want Joe Biden to do that. I mean, he'll get lost because he's got dementia and his family is committing elder abuse by letting him do this. And it's dangerous for the United States of America. But that's what I'd like to see. Oh, wait, there's more. Half of students now take on loans of one kind or another to try for a higher educational degree. Outstanding debts typically total $20,000 to $25,000, requiring monthly payments of $200 to $300 a month. Student debt forgiveness, $1.5, $1.6 trillion are roughly what it would cost. The amount of money they've already given to Wall Street, they've given that like 5 times over. The amount of money Trump gave in a tax break could have wiped out student debt. We had free healthcare and free college. We wouldn't have this burden. So as wages went up, there would be more money actually for the economy. And just this parasitical dipshit CEO billionaire assholes, let me walk you through some basic economics. You suit-wearing fucksticks? If people aren't burdened with debt and medical costs, and they have extra disposable income every month, they can spend it in the economy. Did you hear me, Bezos? He wants to have a fundraiser for his staff. Take it out of your own pocket, you bald-headed piece of shit. I'll slap your face. I just slap it. Just get out of here. Just slap your little bald head. Why don't you give up just one of the $150 billion that you have to your staff? Oh, wait, there's more. Finally, childcare spending on daycare, nannies, and other direct care services for kids has increased by 200% in the last 4 decades. What perhaps is most frustrating is that the great affordability crisis is amenable to policy solutions. It is so fixable. Do you notice how no one is screaming how we're going to pay for this $2 trillion? Today it was proposed. They're ironing out the details. They've been ironing out this since last goddamn week. Friday, they said we're going to have a deal done by Friday night. Monday, they couldn't get it. It's now the end of Tuesday. We still don't have a deal. Is anybody in the media asking any of those parasites that asked Bernie Sanders how he's going to pay for his Medicare for all at all of the debates, the 10 or 11 debates that we've had? Have Anderson Cooper or any of those maggot-ridden dipshits asked the question, how are we going to pay for this $2 trillion stimulus plan? No. Because we're all seeing in real time, the Federal Reserve could just issue money. MMT, learn it. Go to my playlist. Oh, now everybody wants Democrats mad too. There was nobody. Tulsi had a choice. She's a sellout and an opportunist. 20 years ago, Bernie was fighting for these same things. You know, when Tulsi Gabbard was doing videos saying gay marriage is against God's law, when she was still parroting the cult crap that her dad fed her. So we can't trust her. She's a sellout. She's useless. All she's done is divide the left. Get her out of there. Bernie needs to be president. Done. We won't have Trump saying we're going to now. Trump was saying we got to shut some stuff. Now he's saying no, in a couple of weeks we got to go back to business because he's worried about the economy because he's going to lose an election. That's how these assholes think. Bernie's thinking about how do we save lives. Trump's thinking about dollar signs and his corporate buddies and getting reelected. Policy solutions fix all of this. Medicare for all, boom. Free college tuition, boom. Student debt forgiveness, boom. This country has the money for all of it. Jailing the bankers, boom. Putting the CEOs on the front lines of this crisis. And if they get COVID-19, hey, thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers, billionaires. Thoughts and prayers if you get COVID-19. I hope we have enough respirators for you. We might not. We could freeze your assets and make sure that all of America just take that to build respirators. Maybe we should do that. Maybe Mike Bloomberg, we should seize his $66 billion. Put him in a Taco Bell making food for takeout to help people. Handling money. You know what I mean?
cleaning buses. Maybe we should have Mike Bloomberg do that. We give us $66 billion to make more masks. Here in America, we put Americans. What if Americans were here building respirators and masks rather than having to get them from China? Shave your nuts for justice. Oh, look at that, folks. Look at that. 375 watching, 173 likes. Please hit the like button. Yeah, Bloomberg won't even pay his staff until November. The goal is not to win the wars. The goal is endless war. Absolutely correct, Pat, the Batman fan. Robin Hood economics. You can't build shit, dude, because you lost your way. I don't know what that means. But I'm going to block you because I'm in a mood to block people that are stupid. I don't know what you're saying. If you can't even articulate a sentence the correct way, then you're stupid and I need to block you. Maybe some of these blue, no matter who's supposed progressives, retirees will wake the fuck up. God, I hope you're right. Yeah, Bezos sold a shit ton of stocks, not surprisingly. Boom. What's up, Leland? And the Epsteins of the world. Yeah, oh God. How do we overthrow our government? Great question. Let's answer some super chats. Ember 33, shave your knuckles for justice. It's hard not to conclude it's a blacklist thing. Osla Fave, all the above, man. Love you. Love you too. Susan Jacobson, keep it up. Thank you, Susan. Shave your knuckles for justice. Ember 33. Ironically, I got my Boston tickets in the mail. Boom. You know, Ron and I will be making an official announcement about Seattle and Portland, but it looks like we're rescheduling those dates for November. We're just working on, I'll go into details on it, but it looks like one of the venues in Seattle has had to close its doors because it just can't make any money right now. So part of the stimulus plan better help some small business owners. I don't want it to go to these big corporations. I don't give a shit about big corporations. I really don't. I only care about the workers in those big corporations, but I don't care about the big corporations themselves. I only care about the workers. Like anytime I go to the store, I thank people stocking the shelves, cleaning. I just see there's a guy just going around just cleaning all the handles on all of the freezers and everything. That was this guy's job. They got all these people coming in every day. They're exposed to whatever. I mean, God bless them. You know, the people, the medical staff, what they're having to go through. They're saying LA is a week or two away from being hit as hard as New York just was. They're preparing. Gavin Newsom just had one of these Navy floating hospital with 1,000 beds coming up from San Diego. They're bracing for it. They're bracing for it hard. You know, they started to do drive-through testing in the San Fernando Valley. So it's like, we got to take care of the workers, man. Brave New Perth. God, I had so much fun in Perth when Ron and I were out there. Are you going to start a new party? If so, watch out for Dungeonists and Eurasianists infiltrators, new resistance, all the best. Yeah, I don't know who they are, but they sound like wingnuts. Gene Sheld, what's up, Gene? Shave your knuckles for justice. You're making Gotham great again. Lost my job 2 weeks ago when Broadway shut down. Oh, man. Luckily, I raised chickens so we won't starve. Your show brings me joy, so I'm happy to share the love of my meager savings. Gene, thank you so much. And I really appreciate you all throwing money in so I can keep doing the show. And I know many of you, money's tight. I know some people are, you know, can work from home and are still doing fine. A buddy of mine's brother has a trucking company, a shipping company, and they're busier than they've ever been, which is like, I'm glad there's people out there working, you know. So I'm trying to put out more videos and do more live streams because it helps my YouTube money. My Patreon money's creeping up. So Any way that you can help, I appreciate it. And I also understand if you can't because money's tight. I totally get it. It's another reason why we need the stimulus thing. I need it. I need all of you to have money to be okay to watch this, to do super chats. I don't want to see my Patreon money get cut in half, and like we all can't pay our bills. They better figure this goddamn thing out quick. We're paying rent in a week. So my heart goes out to all of you, and we all are in this together. And thank you for supporting the show. Farhad, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Miss those good old days of progressive comedy tours when you used to say, you want to see the whole goddamn show? Buy a fucking ticket. There are so many things we took for granted. Love you and Ron. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for supporting the show. I just talked to Ron today. We're going to do a virtual progressive comedy tour show this Saturday on Zoom. So the way that's going to go, Ron's working it out. On Zoom, you can have up to 100 people. So we're going to sell tickets. They're going to be $5 each through brown paper tickets. And it's going to be a virtual comedy show. So I'll be here, and Ron will do like 30 minutes of stuff. I'll do 30 minutes of stuff. Then we'll joke with each other. Then we'll answer some questions. So it'll be this Saturday. I think we're going to do it roughly 7 o'clock. But make sure you follow both of us on Twitter because we'll announce it. So yeah, we want to do it. We've been talking about it. We both did our own little comedy shows live last Saturday. So we're going to do a progressive comedy tour. The details will be coming out in the next couple days. But thank you. Yeah, all this thing we took for granted. Edward Dunning. The American Dream. You have to be asleep to believe it, George Carlin. Oh, I love George Carlin. Man, he's an inspiration. Thanks for referencing him. Space 99. Where's that at? Space 99. Yak. Boom. The way your stream is going today, just combine it with head trauma that leads to CTE, and you could be the Democratic nominee for president one day. Good point. Good point. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. Artificial Morphosman. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. If Biden fails before convention, will DNC install someone like Hillary or Cuomo instead of allowing Bernie to have his rightful presidency? More than likely. I think Bernie is holding out for the convention, and he's going to push a brokered convention and say, I need to be the nominee. And if we actually have a convention that's not shut down because of COVID-19, then we all need to be as loud as we can and just not leave there without Bernie being the nominee because Joe Biden has dementia. Even if you think Joe Biden was the greatest vice president that's ever lived, he's not mentally fit to be today. We can list off all the awful things he did. The Biden crime bill, everything Obama and Biden did. We can list all those things off. But even if you loved all of those things, he's not mentally capable. I mean, he did an interview today where he just forgets everything he's doing. He's not mentally equipped to be the president of the United States of America. It is the most challenging job the human race has ever had. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sage and Fool, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. If you want to educate and scare yourself silly at the same time, go to Wall Street on Parade.com. They reveal the money and fraud happening. All right, that's good to know. Wall Street on Parade.com. 383 watching, 230 likes. Please hit the like button. Where are we at? Bang. Planning to be outside the DNC office in Seattle during the convention. Not sure if anyone else will, but I'll have a sign. Good. This is the process that people are still talking about seriously. Remember that. I know. Joe needs his binky and Trump needs a diaper. Ah! Yeah, Biden will get pulverized by Trump. Can Trump cancel your election due to virus? He could. He could. Yeah, Trump wants to let people die to save the stock market. Bezos applied for government assistance for his personal rocket company. Are you effing kidding me? Let's launch this ugly ass into space. No, he's the worst. He's the worst. This is the ruling class, man. Like, can we throw one of these billionaires into a volcano to appease the virus? Can that work? Can we do that? So much proof. Boycott Amazon, absolutely. This is the best plan. What do you think of the folks that think Epstein's death was staged, that he isn't dead? Maybe. One thing we know, he didn't kill himself. Either somebody murdered him or they snuck him out of there. I think they murdered him in prison. I think he was becoming a liability for them. That's my thoughts. Why only one billionaire? How about all of them? Good point, Beverly. Let's throw them all in the volcano. I agree and believe there is scary, dark, threatening shit going on. Yeah, there's crazy stuff happening, man. Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell's still alive. And Seth Rich didn't kill Epstein. No, I know it's crazy. Chicago Sting, nice. Yeah. It's crazy. Voting machines took away our democracy. End here. Yeah, absolutely, man. My blonde hair, my blonde leg hair is no. Oh, Joe Biden's blonde leg hair is so great, isn't it? Farkas Garvey, what's up, Farkas? Thanks for supporting the show. Bernie won't have friends at his retirement home. Yeah, there's no reason for Bernie not to just fight hard now. I don't get it. He's 78. The Democratic establishment's going to hate him no matter what. Like, he has to know Biden is not mentally capable of being president. He has to know this. So, yeah. I don't know. If Bernie tells us to endorse Biden, he's either controlled opposition, they've threatened to kill his kids, or he just, as Hedges says, isn't the guy we need in this spot. But it ain't over. Bernie looks like he's still fighting for this. So I'm holding out a thin shred of hope. Because as this crisis gets worked, there's going to be having to suspend primaries. And more states are pushing their primaries back to June and all this stuff. So what's going to happen? A lot can happen between now and June. A lot. More Biden meltdowns, more idiocy from Trump being dumb, more Bernie fighting in the Senate. He wants to add this amendment to take care of gig workers and stuff like that. So Bernie's really into the Senate fighting to take care of workers during this squabble for this stimulus plan. He's really trying to get all these amendments in there to help working people. That's what Bernie's trying to do. That's what he's doing right now. He's just one senator. He's not president. He's one senator. So, this time in 2008, Obama had fewer delegates than Bernie has right now. So, but the deep state loved Obama. Tom Myers, what's up, Tom? Shave your knuckles for justice. Funny how all these unskilled workers who don't deserve a living wage have suddenly become the front line, making sure we have food and supplies during the crisis. This thing needs to die now. Yeah, I know. All these, pull you up by your bootstraps, and nobody gave a shit. This country that idolizes CEOs, and we think CEOs and billionaires are great, and we idolize millionaire celebrity athletes and millionaire Hollywood celebrities. No, we look down on the worker in this country. No, not so much anymore. Maybe this country really needs to pull its head out of its capitalist ass and see how important the worker is. Look what happens. What if we did a general strike? What if all these frontline workers, these $10, $12 an hour workers just said, nah, you give us free health care or nobody gets their groceries. See, the worker is seeing the power that they have, all united. We don't get Medicare for all, we shut the hospitals down. Pass Medicare for all right now or we go on strike. When this thing subsides, every healthcare worker needs to say, we're going to go on strike. We're going to just let all of you deal with all your illnesses alone unless you pass Medicare for all, and you better pass Bernie's version. You better pass it right now. What if they did that? It would happen like that. Like that. What if all the workers provide, what if all the security guards at the Capitol and the White House said, we're walking. We're walking. What if all the truck drivers said, nah, we're not delivering your food or your medical supplies until we get Medicare for all? See this? See the power? That's why they want to keep us all inside. I mean, we shouldn't be outside. We don't want to, what is it, the distance measures and all that stuff, self-distancing and all that stuff. It's important because this COVID thing's serious, but they're scared. The ruling class is scared because everyone who isn't in our world that's been paying attention, all the people who haven't been paying attention as much as us are going, wow, the workers have a lot of power. Wait a minute. I'm not just some little pawn. I have a lot of influence. People do give a shit. If I don't deliver this food or this whatever, it's bad. Somebody unloading a truck of medical supplies or just food, just apples, just a box of, pasta. Oh man, that's something that those workers are important now. Ember 33, boom, please POTUS run in Nick Brandis People's Party. Anything's possible. If Bernie endorses Joe Biden, which is a crime, and I won't be happy about it at all. I'm not ruling that out. Bill Sales, boom, Blankfin did COVID to hide his election theft. Wouldn't doubt that. And all these filthy senators, Feinstein and a bunch of Republicans who sold their stock, they need to be, when this COVID thing dies down, they need to all be investigated and they all need to go to jail. Not pay a fine, not a slap on the wrist, federal prison, orange jumpsuit, freedom taken away for 10 years. Dianne Feinstein should die in prison for that. Parasites. Vera Romano, what's up, Vera? Thank you so much for supporting the show. Andrew Dwyer, boom, shave your knuckles for justice. Is it just me, or did establishment Dems tend to take extreme positions on gun control while progressives take a more moderate stance? If true, why? Oh, I don't know. I think the progressives run the. I don't know. I think the gun issue is. I mean, there's a lot of progressives on this show. I have a more. I don't think we should get rid of guns, but I don't like the fact that, it's somebody with, every time there's a mass shooting, it's usually somebody with a history of mental illness who had easy access to guns. And you don't need an AR-15 to go hunting. And everyone's like, we need guns to protect ourselves against the government. I don't, and the government wants to take our guns away so they can control us. I don't trust this government at all, but the thing I worry about more is they just let us, the society collapses and then anyone with a gun is in control and they just want us all to kill ourselves. That's why they want us to have all these guns. That's my opinion. But progressives have all wide range of views on the gun issue. It's a good question to ask, though. Tony DeMeo, shave your knuckles for justice. You can handle a live stream that means you're more qualified to be president than Biden. I know. And I've said this story and I will continue to say it. My dad is 83 now. About 4 years ago, he was still driving 4 or 5 years ago. And he was starting to lose his mental acuity. And this is a brilliant man. My father was a PhD. He spoke 3 languages. One of the most brilliant minds on history and research, and very a really gifted intellect, my father. We started to lose it because he was getting old, and it's going to happen. I mean, some people are mentally sharp until the day they die and they live in their 90s. That can happen. Some people don't for whatever reason, and we had to get the keys out of him. He kept driving, got into these little fender benders, and I was like, this isn't safe. And he was like, oh, I'm fine. So I had to talk to my siblings, and I was like, he's going to hurt somebody. That's irresponsible of us if we allow him to keep driving. We had to get the key. We had to get him to turn over his car, and he did. We had to, because it wasn't safe for him, and it wasn't safe, more importantly, for the public. I couldn't have lived with myself if my father hurt somebody, and I let him get behind the wheel of the car, and I didn't do more to prevent that when I was in a position to. really put my foot down, say nope, and get my siblings to all go, no, this ain't safe, this ain't good, this ain't happening, we're taking this away from you. We put an Uber app on his phone so he could get around. And we're like, see, you don't have to worry about driving anymore. I would have been irresponsible of me. And as I said before, Joe Biden is going to be in charge, potentially could be in charge of the United States of America, not a Prius. Tulsi has no idea how much he set back some of the newly on board progressives. I know some Republicans that were going to vote for Tulsi over Trump. What a huge disappointment. Support Bernie. Absolutely. Yeah, let's read some more super chats. A couple fun ones just came in. Brave New Perth, what's up? I saw your interview with Peter Lavelle on Crosstalk and RT Studios. How did that happen? Will you cover Eurasianism? I don't know what Eurasianism is. People keep bringing this up. I don't know what it is. I was in Moscow. I was in Russia in September, which is really cool. And actually, I just got another cut of my Russia documentary. So that's going to be hopefully out by June. And I met Peter Lavelle through Susie Dawson, and so I was on his show in the studios there, which is great. And then I've since done it one other time, like a month or two ago, via satellite. So yeah, Peter Lavelle's a really cool guy. He's very conservative, and we talked about that. But he's like, Graham, we should unite conservatives and libertarians and progressives we're all anti-war. And I was like, that's a great idea. So yeah, it was really cool. I like Peter a lot, and I hope to go when this COVID thing drops. I want to go back to Moscow. Yeah, it was awesome. Erica Simmons, we're all in this together. You got that right, Erica. Allison, much appreciation. What's up, Allison? I like your hearts. That's so cute. Bazar 22. Hey, shave your knuckles for justice. Is there a thing as the shallow state? It's kind of like asking after medium distance relationships. It's a great question, Balthazar. Yeah, I think there's levels to the deep state. Sure. Hey, the Jimmy Dore Show. Shave your knuckles for justice, Jimmy. Do you think the Democrats are our best chance to get stuff done? Be honest. Oh, I was done with the Democratic Party. I know you're being a wise ass, James, but I was done with the Democratic Party. The only reason I even came back on board with them is because Bernie is the first politician in my lifetime, and really not since like Bobby Kennedy, to actually push and fight for things that I've been wanting and got close. I remember like Jerry Brown ran in 1992, Dukakis 88. They kind of they these things and then they got crushed quickly. And Bernie was the only one that actually got people that I ever saw people really rally behind. And if he endorses Biden, then I'm truly done with the Democratic Party, and I will advocate to just be done with them. I'll be done with AOC. I'll be done with all of them. The change from within thing is Bernie is like a slim chance at that. So yeah, that's what I think of the Democratic Party. Jackass. Artificial Morphosman, shave your knuckles for justice. I now realize that Bernie is actually doing his job as a public servant by representing the people and not giant corporations. This is the right thing to do, and Bernie has my endorsement. Biden. What? That'd be great if Joe Biden just said that. That would be great if Joe Biden said that. If Joe Biden stepped down and went, I've got dementia, I'm not qualified, Bernie, you do this. Go save us. That would be amazing. If people in Biden's family said, Joe, you're not qualified to do this. You're not mentally equipped. You don't have the mental acuity. You have dementia. You cannot be president. I remember Reagan's second term. I do remember Reagan's second term. I was in high school for Reagan's second term. We found out later he had dementia, he had Alzheimer's, and they hid it from us. And you look back and you see it. You're like, oh, stop. You stop. And you swear in the vice president and you find a new VP because he's not mentally fit. You can't, but they lied to us. Weird that this government lied to its people. It's never happened. They're usually so honest with us. Annabelle Corley, you are amazing, Annabelle. How's it going there in Australia? Can't wait to get back there. John Chow, boom, have a libertarian on to discuss Federal Reserve. Okay, sure. Please watch my MMT playlist. I need to get Fidel Kaboub back on the show. They had this live stream conference that I was going to be on Thursday, and Jeff Epstein from Citizens Media TV, not the one who hung himself with the paper t-shirt. I was all scheduled to be on it, and then everything kind of went sideways. That's when they started the more of the self-quarantine lockdown stuff, and so I just, yeah, I missed it. But I'll get Fidel back on the show. Progressive Martian, boom. You're making Gotham great again. This virus is having silver linings. We got a first socialist president. Lieutenant Governor of Texas wants to lead in mass suicide, and Farwell is reopening Liberty University. Yeah, Trump is pushing socialism. Now he's backing off and wants everyone to go back to shopping in 2 weeks. Smart. God, he's smart. Man, thank you, liberals, for allowing that guy to becoming more. Like, how long is the corporate media going to pretend it's not happening? Like, how long is the corporate media going to go, oh, great interview, Mr. Vice President, while the whole world, even the Vote Any Blue Will Do people, have to be going, you can't do this. I just tell the Vote Any Blue Will Do people, I don't even bring up his record as vice president. I just say, if you think he's the best guy ever, he's still got dementia and he's not equipped to be president. And I just go, he's not equipped, and Trump will eat him alive. Because the Vote Any Blue Will Do, just got to beat Trump, just got to beat Trump, right? So you tell them, Joe Biden will get crushed by Trump. Trump is giving all these socialism things away. If he goes head-to-head with Biden in a debate, he'll just go, I did all the things that you and Obama should have done in 2009. And Joe Biden will go, hey, corn pop, 2020. It'll be over. The Jimmy Dore Show. I take no, it bummed me out watching Tulsi Gabbard just sell us out. And Tulsi Gabbard used many people. She saw an opportunity. I'm going to play this. I'm going to go on Rogan. I'm going to go on Jimmy. I'm going to go on Kim Iverson and Convo Couch. And she's like, I'm going to pretend to be this outsider, and I'm going to play this indie media thing. She wouldn't go on channels that questioned her, and she's manipulative. So yeah, I gained no joy in watching to see my friend get his heart broken. No, I don't think you're an asshole, but it bums me. It's heartbreaking. We're all looking for somebody. We're all looking for a person. We wanted to be Bernie. Many people felt abandoned by him when he endorsed Hillary in 2016, which I understand. I totally got it back in 2016. I thought, he sold us out. And she sold us out. And yeah. If a movement is dependent upon one person, it's not a movement, it's a cult. So Ron Placone said that to me the day Tulsi backed Biden. And I'm not all Bernie ride or die. I'm progressive ride or done. This COVID-19 is showing us how fucked capitalism is, and how, couple this with climate change, couple this with climate collapse. Australia just had tornadoes of fire, and now we're dealing with a pandemic. So we don't have time for centrism. We don't have time for opportunists like Tulsi Gabbard that are just trying to climb their way up the ladder and they'll do whatever's politically convenient at the time. We don't have time for it. And if Bernie tells me to endorse Joe Biden, I don't have time for that anymore. I will have no more time for the Democratic Party. I will go to the Movement for the People's Party convention, provided it's not closed down for this pandemic. and I will get behind whoever well, not whoever, the Movement for the People's Party, but I'll even say I'll run. I don't give a shit. I'll run. I'll come up swinging. I'll announce my candidacy in front of my condo that was taken away from me. Brave New Perth, boom. Jimmy Dore Show, can you be honest why you are Tulsi apologist, why you haven't asked her about co-sponsoring the bill HRES 600? Act $10, thank you. Thank you so much, Act. I love the gifts. I love you guys who just do the gifts, the dancing something. I just love that stuff on the internet. Andrew Dwyer, shave your knuckles for justice. Will reforming the mainstream media become a central platform focus in the next 10 years for people running for office? Yeah, or just circumventing it. You know, if I come into big money, like tens of millions of dollars, I would just expand what I'm doing. What I think we all should do, and since Jimmy is watching right now, Jimmy, Jordan Sheridan, Kim, Ron, Abby Martin, Kyle Kalinske, we should all form our own independent media network or coalition or whatever you want to call it. We should do that. We should all get together and unify. It's another reason I don't like Tulsi. She divided the left. She got progressives fighting with each other. We need to unify because we're all fighting against multi-billion-dollar multinational corporations. We should all do this. Like, and just the way a real network, Jordan Sheridan is out there doing, you know, talking about Flint and election fraud, you know, like Jimmy's talking about martinis and Negronis. Those are the subjects that he's covering. I'm talking about vegan smoothies, you know, those are, but like we can all cover different subjects. And then you come to this network and we're all together covering these issues. We all need to unify the progressive media network. PMN. Or IPN, the Independent Progressive Network. That's what we need to do. Let's start talking about that, Jimmy. Let's get everybody together. Get everybody together on that. Have a meeting of the 5 families. I didn't ask who gave the order. Mo was headstrong, talking loud. I let it go. This is life we chose. What movie? Andrew Dwyer, Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Will reforming the mainstream... Okay, we were just talking about that. Miss I Just... What's up? Thanks for supporting the show. The Jimmy Dore Show, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. How surprised are you at the lack of mentions the Jimmy Dore Show got at Ron's wedding? Tulsi. Yeah, there was no speeches. They never mentioned the Jimmy Dore Show. No one mentioned... Like, Ron didn't even mention the Progressive Comedy Tour. I'm like, Ron, we need to be selling tickets at your wedding. All this love and our life together, blah, 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 blah. Jimmy Dore Show, Progressive Comedy Tour. Let's move it. Like, he didn't even let me set up a merch table. Like, what kind of a wedding? What are you doing? Actually, that wedding was beautiful. And it was the last time we were all together. It was March 8th, and we were all like dancing and having a good time. And then it was like, well, I hope we don't get quarantined. 3 days later, we had to cut the tour short, and it all started. The Jimmy Dore Show. Shave your knuckles for justice. I say we unify, but first we got to get rid of half those jagoffs on your list. Tulsi Biden 2020. Should we take bets on how high Jimmy is right now that he's watching the show? Oh, buddy. Biden is a bozo who needs to be punched. Absolutely. Easy to criticize Tulsi. Your criticism is bogus. What should she have done? Those are fair questions. You are fake bullshit. Nah, see, now you get blocked because you got insulting. You're just one of these Tulsi. You're just a fucking wingbird. Yeah, Tulsi. There's some Bernie cultists, but there's way more Tulsi cults than Bernie cults. Tulsi divides. And you get the block. There you go. You're fake bullshit. I just blocked you. Tulsi. Oh, you got that right, Allison. Jimmy Dore show baked. Whenever Jimmy comes on my live stream, I know he's just at home smoking weed. Tell Steph and Brownie I said hello. I love you. It bums me out we can't get together. Like, it honestly, the last time I was on, it was the 13th. Friday the 13th is the last time I was on the Jimmy Dore show. We're all in the studio. Like, well, we'll see on the other side of this. Not doing live shows really is a bummer, and not going to Jimmy's studio in Pasadena is a bummer. I haven't been hugged since March 14th. I was at my friend's Jimmy, call Graham for an interview now. I don't know, Jimmy, if you want to Skype in, buddy. I got the technology to do that. The sound might not be great, but we could have you on. Yeah, I'm living alone, and I've seen some friends in person. I'll say Tulsi divides. I'll say, bam, aloha. Every day we watch the sunset. We all stand 6 feet apart. But yeah, I realized how much I miss just like seeing people and hugging them and talking. Like I saw, yeah, it's a bummer. I second Jimmy calling in. Larry Janey, boom. Artificial Morphosman, shaving knuckles for justice. I saw a red flag for Tulsi with her reaction to the Hawaii missile scare. Since then, you and Jimmy have been championing her. Will you apologize to your base like Maddow should have done for Russiagate? I'm not apologizing. Where have you been, Artificial Morphosman? Watch my Tulsi sold us out video. Watch that. Tell me what you think of that. I get a little emotional. You watch that video, friend, and then you get back to me. I appreciate you supporting the show. Yeah, I did a lot of videos praising the stuff Tulsi did, and I did some that were critical of her. I had Peter Frederick on this show, which some people call him nuts, some people call him a grifter, but you know, I went after that. So, Progressive Martian, what's up? Fox News is saying Dems are lying about Trump firing a pandemic response team. No, he said God, Fox is so fucking stupid. There's a press conference where he says he's cutting them. We don't need them. There's a press conference in 2018. Where on their vacation? Are they sitting this one out? Oh, I bet Trump is having them work on a cure for wind cancer. That's a great point. Marcus Garvey, boom. Does it mean I have issues if I'd like to see Bloomberg get the shit kicked out of him? I mean, he called Bernie a communist in the debate. No, it means you like cage fighting. Jimmy Dore show, what's up, dude? Graham, when are you going to apologize for your to your base for your language? Aloha, dementia gabber 2020. I apologize for my language. I shouldn't use language. I shouldn't call people that. I shouldn't call people fucksticks when they're acting like fucksticks. If you don't act like a fuckstick, I don't gotta call you a fuckstick. See, so maybe don't be a fucking fuckstick, you dumb cocksucker. So I apologize for that language. Dementia Gabber 2020. You jackass. You fucking jackass. Oh, God. 390 watching, 319 likes. Please hit the like button. Dementia Gabber 2020. Well, I'm going to start putting that on social media, dude. But Jimmy, Graham is far less foul than his face. Exactly. Oh, God. Don't start no shit, it won't be none. Graham's language is unacceptable. I know, I'm sorry. I say a lot of cussy mouth words. Fuck sticks and pencil dicks. Your language is why I stuck around. Thank you, Heather. Heather likes my language, Jimmy. Stop judging me. Jesus Christ. Testing 1, 2. Fuck you. See. Visual E. Ever been knocked out by a vegetarian, bro? Huh? You ever been knocked out? Oh, God. Yeah, Heather's got it right. What fucking language? Heather's on my side. Why is everyone attacking me? Bunch of pussy-ass fucksticks? Maybe I'll be a bitch-ass fuckstick. Then I'm going to use dumb language. You know what I mean? Cockstuck and fucksticks. You cause your own trouble. All right, well, this is fun. Thanks, Jimmy, for coming on, you jackass. Oh, one of the things that I will be happy about when we get to go back to is the fucking around we do, like in the green room or even on camera, or when we do like on stage. We have so much fun. God, those shows are so much. We have so much fun. Those shows are so much fun. I cannot tell you. I've been a performer for 30 some years. And the live Jimmy Dore shows and the progressive comedy tour shows are the best shows to do because the audience is so amazing. An audience of progressive fucksticks all together in a fucksticking room is just the greatest. The riffs we make, God, they're so fun. They're so fun. We'll do more. We'll be back on the road. We'll be back on the road. Kelly M. Bernie 2020, what's up? How much would we need to start an independent media network with platforms similar to Twitter, Facebook, YouTube? Someone told me 500 million. Yeah, if we had a couple $100 million, then we could absolutely get it done. Because then we could build an infrastructure of everybody having better studio space, researchers, support staff, and then a big online platform, like just a website, not YouTube that's owned by Google, but just a website that has all of our shows. That's the way to do it. Snork Y2K, what's up? I just got my tax refund 5 minutes ago. Comedy is important. Snork, thanks, brother. I really appreciate it. You guys are keeping me going, and I absolutely love it. I really, and Mitch, you've been a big supporter of my show from day one. And we're gonna have Mitchell back on the show, talking about the manufacturing, because Mitchell's knows manufacturing and stuff like that, about medical supplies, which will be a very great interview. We're setting that up. Thanks, Mitch, and great to meet you in Iowa. That's the other thing too. I missed the road shows, and we'll be back on the road when this ends. We're rescheduling dates. The Florida dates we've moved to October. The Seattle and Portland dates we are in the process of moving to November. So we'll be back on the road. It's great to meet you all live after the shows. It's so cool. The last show we did was in San Francisco, which is now completely locked down. Michael Karich. Michael, shave your knuckles for justice. This is the language the establishment hates. Keeps going. Artificial Morphosman. Hey, Jimmy, when Tulsi endorsed Biden, did you apologize to your base for pushing her for months? I got to read them, Jimmy. I'm just reading them. Jimmy Dore Show, shave the knuckles for justice. I think it's great that I'm humiliated and people still want me to be humiliated more. It's just like stand-up. Just swallow it. Oh, man. I love you, brother. I absolutely love you. Watch Your Mouth Grab comedy show on YouTube. So I will say Ron Placone and I are working on a Progressive Comedy Tour Zoom show this Saturday at 7 o'clock. I don't know, maybe Jimmy will pop in and do a set. We don't know, but that's a possibility. My anxiety level dropped since I stopped by. Thank you. If the stupid bitches in the DC stop pillow fighting long enough to actually cut some checks for the little guy, I will chip in. Heather, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad. That's what the show. I want to bring information and I want you all to laugh and have a good time. I'm trying to do more comedy stuff. But thank you so much. I'm gonna duck out of here. Yeah, Graham, you should start doing torrent streams. Again, I put all my videos ad-free up on Rockfin, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. I'm going to do more Granny Petrol skits. Great. Graham, love you. Wish I could donate money, but I'm laid off. Don't worry about that. Those of you who are, especially now, lost jobs because of this, here are the great free ways to support the show. Like, share, subscribe. All those analytic things help. Watch the ads all the way through on YouTube. Even if they're like, people are like, Graham, they play Trump ads, but that means Trump is paying me. Open up a separate browser window. Like, I'm serious. That shit, just letting the ads, like, that helps. Positive comments, that helps. Sharing my videos out on your social media, those are all free things you can do that actually help me grow the channel. We just passed 64,000 subscribers, right? 64,000. So that's huge, man. So don't feel bad. We're all in this together, and there's so many ways we can all help. Like I saw an ad, this woman in Massachusetts, her and her like grandkids and stuff are sewing together masks to give to hospital workers. And she's like, we all got to help out. So like, if you can pitch in money, great. If you're laid off, there's so many free ways to help. Even if you're like, Graham, I only got 60 people following me on social media. That's 60 people that might not know who I am. And every click, every like, every subscribe helps, right? Every one of those things helps. Believe me, they help. So those are free ways to support the show. And when this stimulus plan, hopefully these idiots, Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, will pull their head out of their goddamn corporate asses and help us, then it'll, they have to, because none of us can work. So Art, shave your knuckles for justice, Art. Yeah, I'll come see you and Ron after this shit is over and buy merch. Yeah, we'll get past through this, and Ron and I will go back on the road. But honestly, the support you guys have given me every time I do one of these live streams, my numbers are up. There's people supporting me on Patreon. You can do Patreon for $2 a month, whatever you can do, or just the free ways I just said. Those are great free ways to support the show. So I really appreciate it. It warms my heart, man. I think it's great. So it's late here. It's late on the East Coast. Act fit. And if you can, pay for services you had to cancel in advance. You had to cancel a dog. We had to cancel a dog sitter, but paid her in advance to help her out. Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care about not paying some big corporation that's got my, Wi-Fi or whatever. But yeah, help the little guy. Help the little worker. Help the, some person. And I'm going to see what this stimulus plan, it has something for small business. if this small business thing helps and I get some sort of stimulus money, we'll see. I don't know what they're talking about stimulus money for small business owners. I'm a small business owner. If I have even money to hire any part-time anybody, I'll try to find someone that's been laid off. If I can just give one laid off person a job helping this show, I'm going to do it. And you know, when this all comes back up online, I'm going to support the small business owner, not the big corporation. You know what I mean? My hat's off to the workers. There's a lot of workers at the big corporations, the people working at the grocery store chains and the Amazon and those people. I'll help them out, but the big corporations will fuck themselves. Anyway, thank you for bringing that up, ActFit. That's a great thing. Pay for services advanced. You know, if there's something you can, or if you are still making money, because I know some people are working digitally and at home and they're still making their money. Find some people that have been laid off that you could hire to do something. You know what I mean? All those little things can all help us all out. We can all help each other out. We're all going to work together. That's great. Artificial Morphosman. Graham, can you say in Captain Kirk voice, I no longer like Tulsi. She was just like Warren. You Klingon bastard, you killed my son. There you go. How was that, Artificial Morphosman? Art, shave your knuckles for justice. Did you see Biden's interview on The View? Oh yeah, it was horrible. I'm just watching this going, how can they sit there? It's morally irresponsible. It's dangerous for the safety of this country for Whoopi Goldberg and those people to just act like nothing's wrong, to act like he's all there, to not ask that question. If Bernie was acting this way, they would crucify him. They'd say he's too old. They would crucify him. And you know, rightfully so. I've said this. I'm a huge Bernie supporter. If his memory was going and it was obvious, I couldn't support him because I'd be like, he's not fit to do this job. Trump's not fit to do this job because he's on blow. Joe's got dementia. Bernie can do this. Ugh, brutal. All righty, buddy. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. The View is one reason we got Biden. Absolutely. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Hit the like button. Yeah, we have more likes than viewers. That's what I like to see. Weekend of Bernie's is another DNC. Be dropping more videos, more comedy sketches, more live streams. And like I said, look out this Saturday. Can't send a super chat with, I don't know why, dude. Sorry. I have a P.O. box. It's at my website, grahamelwood.com. I also have a Venmo at Graham-Elwood. Some people have Venmoed me money. I have a PayPal button. If you go to grahamelwood.com. So there's a lot of ways to support the show. But some people don't want to do it through YouTube, which I totally get. The YouTube Super Chats is great. I get 100% of that money. But there's Venmo, there's PayPal, there's a P.O. box. People send me stuff all the time. I really, really appreciate it. Don't drop that Batman glass. A lot of great ways to support the show. Keep up the great fuck stickery, brother. Well, let me send a super chat. Yeah, I don't know. So like I said, you could do Venmo right now, which is if they won't see. I don't know, YouTube. I had problems. Well, I had to log on 3 times. I had to start 3 streams to finally get it to work. I wish I had an answer for you, man. I'm sorry. All right. Thank you all so much. I had a great time. Stay safe. Look out for one another. Don't, practice all the measures. Wash your hands. Do that. I've released videos on how to turn your home into a yoga studio, some tips on how to stay calm and all that stuff, and I'll be releasing more comedy. The comedy show from last week, the audio file's got to be smaller on Patreon, but I'm going to release the audio from the comedy show on the Patreon at the $5 level. Thank you all so much. Shave your knuckles for justice. Drink Romulan ale. Thank you, Captain Spock. You're all making Gotham great again.